So this is going to be a Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 3. Sorry about the lack of videos. I've been busy training and everything. But please do me a big favor. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. That helps me out with the beautiful, glorious, dumb algorithm, baby. With that being said, let me get really into this video. So, what did I think about this season? I thought it was good. I thought this season was better than last season. There's some problems I have with it. I do think the pacing at times is kind of slow because they do spend a lot of time in the town, and by maybe episode 2 or 3, they do kind of handle Get with Brooklyn, but not episode 2 or 3. Excuse me. By episode 8 or 7, I believe they get with Brooklyn. But by that time, the show's about to wrap up. They do split up the team. You have team Go Get Brooklyn, which is Darius, Ben, and Yaz, and the team of I Ain't Getting Brooklyn, which is Kenji and Sammy, which I did like that aspect of it. I do think this season does show that either the team is not only they're not on the same page, but they're tired. I think they're tired of chasing things that are not there for them. And it really came to blows, especially for Sammy and Yaz, which I'll talk more about that in other videos, but a little bit I'll address a little bit later. But my favorite episode of this season was episode 2, when Bumby's egg hatched, and then when it finally hatched, it was all they didn't know where the baby was. It still had like an eggshell on its head. Once the eggshell removed, the first person it saw was Kenji. And that's when I knew then. I said, yeah. And then Kenji started crying. I said, okay. That got to me a little bit. I think it got to me because that character went through so much. From season 1 of Chaos Theory all the way to, he's went through so much. Like, just so much. And to see that was just nice. The writers gave him something. I still believe Kenji's not going to get with nobody not on the team. I do think he's going to meet somebody outside the team, and that's who his true love will be. In this series also, too, when a team breaks up, Kenji and Darius have a conversation. And it's an awkward conversation because it's Brooklyn. Darius is in love with Brooklyn, and Kenji that's his ex. I don't think Kenji, as of right now, we don't know. Things can fucking change. But from what their conversation was, because Darius asked Kenji, do you think I should go after Brooklyn? He said, yes, you should. And, and Darius is like, well, no, you're trying to keep us all together. Go after her. And in a way you could tell, but he didn't come out and say it. But that was his blessing. Go get her. Go be with her. That's his way of telling him, you do what you got to do. I got to do what I got to do. I think Kenji's at that point now. He's content not being with Brooklyn. He's happy not being with Brooklyn. He still cares for her. He still loves her. But I think he knows it's best for them not to be together. Because I don't know what he saw from Brooklyn before she got on the plane. That's not the Brooklyn he knows. The Brooklyn he knows did die that night. And this is a new Brooklyn. And I think he's at the point where he's like, I don't want to be involved with that. And that's perfectly fine. It's sad to see, but it's okay. And it's good for his character. MVP of this season was Ben and his girlfriend. Ben has the best looking girl on the show right now. Bravo, Ben. Bravo, Ben. Bravo, Ben. Ben has done it. Ben is doing his thing. I'm shocked. But let's look over here to the side where it's Yaz and Sammy. This was coming. If y'all watch season 1 of Chaos Theory all the way to now, you can tell this was brewing for a long time with their relationship. They weren't on the same page at times. You could tell. And when we finally see Sammy, she wasn't with Yaz. Yaz was in Wyoming. And we get to finally see what's going on between the two. And they're not happy. Sam and Yaz were not really happy together, and when they got back together, it was like, oh hey, but then it still kind of felt awkward. It was at a point where they broke up, and which is surprising for me. You don't see this a lot of television show with the same gender. Yes, the same gender. Not opposite genders, but the same gender breaks up. That's very rare. And for them to do it the way they did, I give them credit where credit's due. Now, will this mean Kenji will have a chance with one of them? Perhaps, but I doubt it. And I'll talk more about that in other videos. I think Sam's going to end up with somebody outside the team. Yaz is going to end up with somebody outside the team. I believe Yaz might finally go back with a guy because I believe Yaz was bi. Kenji may end up with somebody outside the team, and that's probably best for him anyway. Darius is probably the only one that's going to end up with somebody with the team, which will be Brooklyn. Because look at Ben. Ben ended up with somebody outside the team. Ain't got no problems. Ain't got no stress. He's happy as a mug. He got somebody not only outside the team, but from a different country. Ben's doing it right. My man Ben. Ben. So, I do think that's what's going to happen. They brought in a raptor, you could say biofused with one of the dinosaur birds, and I thought that was kind of interesting. The handler came back with the raptors. It was kind of interesting to see how that was played out. You could tell the handler really cared for the raptors, and how she met her end was kind of interesting. I'm not surprised, but I thought she could have met her into a little bit better fate. I really thought the team over here would have handled it because they had the most history with her due to the fact she was trying to kill all of them. But I don't even think they had that much interaction, other than Brooklyn had the most interaction with the handler. But overall, I thought it was okay season. Still, season 1 is better than all the last few seasons. Again, I just like how the characters were presented in there. Each character was going through something. Each character was different. The only one who had it together was Ben, and I thought that was handled pretty well. But yeah, like I said, I got other videos planned throughout the week, and I'll touch upon about Kenji giving Darius his blessing. I'll touch upon Sammy and Yaz relationship, and then we'll really touch upon and dissect these videos, dissect those, and then give you my theories too. But as always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a Johnson day. Tell me, guys, what you think about Jurassic World Chaos Season